Kenrich, you guys went small several times during that game yesterday, and Coach gave you guys a lot of credit for the scrappiness that you guys played with when you guys are going small like that. Just how important are those plays, and what does that scrappiness look like for you all?
It's very important. Just knowing that we're small, kind of undersized, just be able to be scrappy out there, kind of takes our team to another level. Yeah, of course, we want to continue to build on rebounding and stuff, but I think it just kind of adds a different element to our team. We go small, and we're able to be scrappy like that.
And you were at the five in several of those sort of stretches there. Just what's your mentality when you know, like, all right, my role out here is I'm basically the five man out here.
Yeah, it's pretty much just trying to be versatile. Pretty much on the defensive end, just being able to switch the ball screens, but also get down there and try to rebound with the five man as well, and just kind of be a connector to our team. Just move the ball, play with pace, create actions and stuff like that. So I like playing the five.
Have you ever played the five before getting to the NBA?
Yeah, I played the five in junior college. Actually, me and Chris Boucher went to JUCO together with the Raptors. He was the four, I was the five, similar to Chet, how Chet was. So yeah, but I like playing the five.
How tough was it to learning a different position? Not tall at first.
No, it's definitely tough, especially when you're going against guys, 7-foot guys and stuff like that. But you learn to use your kind of what God gives you, quickness, IQ. Just try to use those to your advantage, and that's kind of what I've learned kind of over the period of the last almost 10 years. Is try to be as versatile and try to use all the stuff that God gave me to my advantage.
You're not the only one playing small ball five. What are some things that you're trying to teach the other guys about playing small ball five?
Just like Perry said, just be scrappy. I mean, if you're scrappy, then that kind of takes like 70% of everything that needs to be done. You get out there and compete hard, and size really doesn't matter, honestly. It's about, the dog in the fight.
Kenrich, I think something like 50 bench points yesterday, just the totality of the bench effort. What does that represent big picture-wise for one of the younger teams in the league?
It's huge. It shows, how deep we are as a team. It shows that everybody on the team can get it going. And you seen Isaiah last night. Zay, 7 for 7. That's huge. Just be able to kind of build on that and have that going into the rest of the season, I think it's big for us.
What's the challenge defensively when you know the Golden State Warriors will be coming out swinging the momentum?
Man, just honestly not letting them get hot. Honestly, they once they get hot, the crowd gets into it, and it's a tough place to play. They still got some guys over there that can get it going. Clay can get it going. So just want to kind of cut the water off early and just try to do what we did last game.
I don't think people realize that you got rid of the shag since you've been out. But why'd you get rid of it?
Man, I actually cut it. I cut it this summer. It was just time for a change. I had it for 4 years. I had it all through college. My wife said it's time for a change. So, whatever the OG, that's an OG call right there.
Bingo. Vasa, I think 50 bench points yesterday. Just what did you make of the totality of the bench effort scoring-wise last night?
I think every guy who stepped on the court took his own job very serious, and that's why we played, I think, the whole game in a pretty decent way. We all knew that our first five are capable of great things, but the second unit tried to keep the pace and maintain the game at the highest level. So I think we did a very good job yesterday.
They put quite a bit of pressure on you all, cut it to one. What did you guys do, just either mentally or from an execution standpoint, to break the game back open?
I think they started switching goal, and they wanted to kind of disturb our rhythm in the offense, but I think we found a very good way to play against them by sharing the ball. We had a lot of assists yesterday, and that shows that we really found every time the best possible shot. And of course, sometimes you are missing, but in general, I think we build our confidence through that way of playing.
When they switch, they're obviously trying to prevent you guys from getting that action you want. If they go more zone tomorrow, what are some keys to attacking the zone defense?
We have some set places against zone, but at the same time, against zone, you got to be very active. And of course, the approach against zone starts from defense. If you stop, then you have more fast break points, and then you're not allowing them to settle. So that's the first step. And as I said, like we have great shooters. Most of the guys are in great rhythm so far in the season in shooting percentages. So I think we'll find a way to break that zone.
Every time you come into the game, you contribute in many different ways. What's the key to just staying ready and not when you don't know when you're going to get in the game?
I mean, I've been doing that for a very long period. Like wherever I went, I never been the first option in the beginning or like one of the main options. So I kind of knew what is necessary to do for that to stay accountable. So for me, the main thing is just to find a way to contribute. For me, it's not important which way, but just to fit in the team. And so far, I think I kind of feel myself comfortable with what I'm doing.
Few games now. What's the biggest difference between the NBA and the overseas?
Physicality, length, the athleticism from the guys. They can really cover a lot of space, even though there's more space to play. But I would say that's the really biggest difference.
Through 12 games, what are the strengths of this team in your mind?
I mean, I said yesterday that for me, this team has one of the best perimeter defenders, and in general, both ways players that I've seen. I don't know the rest of the league yet, but in terms of my feelings and what I felt playing against them, the capability of playing both ends, it's really not easy. And I think we have most of the guys who are capable of that. So that's for me something very impressive.
So you guys had 31 assists last night and then 30 more against San Antonio. Just what have you made of the way this team shares and moves the ball?
I think every video starts with emphasizing what is our, let's say, path and what is our way of playing, and that's obviously sharing the ball and finding the best guy, an open guy, and for that you need to emphasize that, you need to work on that, and I think we have really team players. Of course, Shea is capable of scoring 40 points every night, but I think he is also playing very well for others.
Off chance that you guys don't make 19 threes again and Clay hits more than one shot, what are some keys for you guys from an approach and like mental resilience standpoint going into that matchup tomorrow?
Well, we have to guard them somewhat similarly. I thought our game plan execution was good early. Offensively, I thought our process was pretty good. I thought we generated good shots. That's all you can hope for on a given night is more shots and better shots than your opponent. That's a good recipe typically, and I thought we did a good job of that for the most part last night. But again, 0-0. It'll be a tough challenge against the same team. With their back against the wall a little bit against the team that just beat them.
I was just talking to Josh, and he seemed kind of like excited about this opportunity to be in this little mini series and recognize like they're going to come at you guys with probably some different stuff. How energized do you feel like that can? How much energy do you feel like that kind of thing can bring to a group mentally?
It's a challenge. And it depends on what your relationship with challenges are. Challenges can bring you energy or take it away. Fortunately for us, we've got a team that, typically gets energized by a challenge. But there's a lot of other good teams, a lot of other prideful teams. Golden State's certainly one of them. So we'll have our work cut out for us.
When you lose a game playing a team back-to-back, there are things that you can just point to and say, this is why we lost. But when you win, does it make it tougher to game plan against that team? Because, I know you have things that you got to fix, but when you beat them, you say, we just beat this team. So is it a little tougher to try to game plan for that?
That's the 0-0. That's where you got to be able to overcome human nature on either side of it. You lose some confidence when you lose a game. You gain a little confidence when you win, just emotionally. And we just want to be a team that, it feels those emotions of competition, but then the next morning when you wake up, it's about learning the lessons. We did this well. We need to improve that. Those exist in every game, regardless of the outcome.
Mark, I know it's so early that we're
always going to reference how many games are left in the season, but a 8-4 start. Just what do you feel like from that start will be sustainable throughout the rest of the year?
I think we've done a lot of good things. I think we're top 5 in shot contesting, top 5 in transition offense. We're at the rim a lot. We're generating really, really high quality threes from a contestedness standpoint and who's shooting them. So there's a lot of stuff that we'd love to sustain. There's a lot of stuff we'd love to improve. Giving up a lot at the rim. We're fouling, bottom half of the league. The rebounding, obviously, we've talked about offensive rebounding. We're bottom of the league. So, we've got plenty of runway to improve, but part of continuing to improve is sustaining the things that are going well. You can't take them for granted, especially when you have to earn them the way that we have to earn them.
I'm going to try to ask you a question about rebounding without it being exhausting, but there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, you guys are contesting shots at a high rate than anybody. I think you're third in the league in opponent's field goal percentage. I know you want to get better at the rebounding, but are you pretty comfortable with the trade-off stuff you're getting for playing the way you're playing?
It's a delicate balance. Obviously, yes, because we played small last night more than we have all season, and obviously we know that the smaller you play, the harder it is to rebound. So I'm clearly comfortable with the trade-offs, but we don't want to become helpless with those trade-offs. We don't want to sit there and throw our hands up and say, well, we're not going to rebound. We have to fight for the margins on everything. We have to get one more shot contest. We have to get one more cut. We have to get one more crash to the glass. We got to get one more rebound. But yeah, the game's interconnected. You can't just single out one thing. Everything's a domino. Like if you push over the domino, it's going to knock down other ones. And so we try to look at it in totality, and like I said, win the margins and try to have our cake and eat it too.
For example, like you could park Chet or drop him a little bit more, and maybe that would help you get some rebounds. But you're creating some chaos, I think, right, with Chet playing up and being able to roam a little.
Well, it's with Thompson. He's not up on everybody, but he's up on Thompson. And, if you're sitting there looking at it, if you're us, it's like, what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch Thompson shoot open threes, on the ones that you're late on, or you want to watch our guards try to crack Looney a little bit? And, there's no good option there. It's not like it's obvious. And so we're prioritizing that, and, again, we can crack Looney a little better, or we can pursue the ball a little better. That's just kind of where we're at.
We had just talked to Kenrich about him having to, play the 5 in some of those smaller lineups, and he told us, I like playing the 5. It's really fun. What's it like for you as a coach having a guy who not only like accepts those sort of challenges, but like kind of gets like juiced up and amped up by him?
It's like I said before, the relationship to a challenge. Some people see a challenge as a threat, and other people see a challenge as an opportunity. He's got the best mindset on that stuff. But I think our whole team has a pretty good relationship to challenges, relationship to adversity. They're internally motivated. There seems to be a collective motivation and confidence that comes from a challenge. He certainly carries the flag on that, though.
What are some Grateful Dead songs I should listen to?
I'm a big Jack Straw guy. I'm a Franklin's Tower guy. Good Lovin's good. Jerry Garcia has like good covers. He covers like Tangled Up in Blue by Dylan. He covers the Beatles. Saw Her Standing There, the Beatles song. Jerry Garcia covers that one. Trying to think, am I missing anything? Touch of Grey. Touch of Grey is good. That's a really good song. Ripple is my favorite Grateful Dead song, Ripple. There you go. There's a full playlist for you. I'm not even a big Deadhead. I'm not a big Deadhead. Billy D, former Thunder coach. Billy Donovan, huge Deadhead. Low-key Deadhead, because he doesn't fit the, he's like, he doesn't seem like, one of the Deadhead type fans, but he's a big Grateful Dead guy.
Used to sneak into the garden to go see him.
He saw the Dead with Rick Carlisle. That's like his favorite story. That's a great story. Yeah. But I had this college roommate that was a huge Deadhead through and through. And he had like all these CDs of the Grateful Dead, and it was back when there was iPods, and I downloaded all the Grateful Dead songs onto an iPod. And then Billy, I was at Florida, and he like lost his iPod, and so his wife bought him a new iPod, and he had no music. And I had this like stash of Grateful Dead's, and it was like a massive stash from my college roommate. And so that's when I found out how big of a fan he was, because he was wearing it out, and he loves my college roommate as a result. He's never met the guy. It's like a drug deal. All right.